larger number of the fruit plants, as well what are the symptoms, what are the signs diseases that may attack, the signs and symptoms of the diseases that generally prevails inside the body of the fruit plant. So your first disease, or basically fruit plants are attacked by three different factors. The fungal infection may take place, bacterial infection may take place, as well as the viral infection may also take place within the body of larger number of the fruit plant, that generally deteriorates the normal function of the fruit plant, as well as some of these diseases also may directly hamper, some of these diseases also may cause, some of these diseases also may cause huge amount of infection to the whole body part of the plant, because of which the plant will not be able to produce the fruit, as well as plants will not be able to produce any type of important substances that is needed for the human beings, for which these particular plants, fruit trees are grown in our agricultural land. So these that is present in the fruit plant is the fungal diseases. From the name itself, it is very, very clear. Fungal diseases are generally caused due to the fungal infection. Whenever any type of fungi are present near the fruit plant, any type of pest or the pest that comes in contact with the fruit trees carries the fungi within their body, then these fungal diseases will be transmitted from the insects and pests to the fruit plants that are grown in our agricultural land. So basically fungal diseases are those types of diseases that are attacked or that are transmitted by the fungi to the fruit trees that are grown in our agricultural land. They attack each and every part of the plant. Basically, they generally attack the leaves and the fruit part of the plant. Branches of the plant will be attacked, or the fruits of the plant will be attacked, or even the leaves of the plant will be attacked. And in some of the cases, depending upon what type of fungus the infection, as well as what diseases are caused in the trees, the infection may spread to the different parts of the plant body. Some of these diseases only attack the leaves of the plant. Some of these diseases attack the fruits of the plant. Some of it may attack liquids that are produced by the trees, as well as some of it may attack whole body of the fruit, because of which the fruit the plant will not be able to bear any types of fruit in the coming future if they are not treated properly, if they are not provided with treatment. So there are given name of some of those diseases that are caused due to the fungal infection. One of the common disease that is caused due to the fungal infection is the black rot disease. Black rot disease is generally the disease that are caused in the apples. Generally, black rot diseases are caused in the apple tree and are basically attacked by this particular disease. As you can see, the black rot generally attacks the fruit part of the plant. The fruit part of the plant is generally attacked by this particular type of disease. And as you can see in the whole part of the plant, or the half of the body of the fruit, we got it in that black color, because of the fruit will not be edible, and then it may get transmitted from the fruit to several other parts of the plant body. So black rot disease is generally the disease of the apple or many other fruits that generally affects the fruit part, mainly the part, as well as leaves and bark of the fruit. Also, leaves and bark of the fruit tree may also be infected by this particular type of disease. Besides this is a very, very infectious disease. It may be transmitted from one fruit to another fruit, one leaf to another leaf, as well as it may be transmitted to each and every part of the fruit tree, leaving the fruit tree completely dead. It causes the death of the tissues that are present in the plant. That is why this disease is very, very fatal to the fruit trees that are present in our surrounding areas. Besides this, these particular types of disease, or this particular disease is caused by the fungus. It is caused by the fungus called Botryospharia obtusa. Area of Fuchsia is the name of the fungus that generally causes this particular type of disease. Similarly, there are several other types of diseases that easily infect the body of a larger number of diseases. Black rot disease not only infect the apples, but there are larger number of other fruits such as pear. These are also affected by the fungal disease called black rot. Besides these, several other citrus plants, citrus fruit also affected by the black rot disease, as well as the sweet potato, vegetables, and potato that will grow in our agricultural land that also may be affected by this particular type of disease. Besides these, there are still other types of fungal diseases, as you can see in the book. It is given in the book also. That that is also another type of fungal disease that is present or that may attack the larger number of the fruit trees that are present in our surrounding areas. It causes the yellowing of the leaves as well as several other. The holes in the leaves will also be caused by this particular type of disease. Since we do not need to study in detail about all of these types of disease, I haven't prepared the presentation for each and every types of diseases. There are some of the pictures only. So next disease is black spot disease. From the name itself, it is very clear that this is generally the citrus fruits that are grown in our agricultural land. This particular disease generally attacks the citrus fruits. Now the number of the citrus fruits are present. Just fruit the citrus fruits are generally affected by this particular disease. And as you can see, the black spot can be seen the fruits of larger number of the citrus plants, oranges, the lemon, and many other citrus fruits in our surrounding area that generally get attacked because of this particular type of disease, that is citrus black spot disease. The citrus black spot disease is also a fungal disease, as it is the example of a fungal disease. It is also a fungal disease, yes, and this generally affects the citrus fruit of the area of certain particular climatic condition. Generally, those citrus fruit grows in the subtropical climatic condition. Those areas or those places, the climate condition is subtropical, or the citrus fruit growing in subtropical climatic condition will be affected by this particular types of disease. And once the citrus fruit are affected by particular type of disease, then both quantity and the quality of the fruit will be degraded because of this particular type of disease that is embedded inside the body of larger number of citrus fruits. The lemon as well as lemon side by the oranges. What are the other citrus fruits? Can you name them? Yes, can you name some citrus fruits? No,
Ma'am, lemon, orange,
lemon, orange, then what else? Plant will be attacked by any type of infection, whether it is viral or it is fungal or it is a bacterial infection. So we can see the spot, the dark spot, the yellow spot, or any other spots can be seen in the leaves of the plant. Beside these, slowly these spots will move towards a stream of blood as well as it can also be seen in the roots of the plant. Besides this, it may also cause hole in the leaves of the plant, especially during the fungal infection. The holes are very, very prominent in the leaves of the plant. Besides these, in some case of bacterial as well as viral infection also, the holes can be seen in the leaves of the plant as well as in branches of the plant. The leaves of the plants will rot and then smaller holes. तिमीले देखेको होला नि कतै कतै देख्यो भने एउटै पातमा पनि थुप्रै प्वाल परिरहेको हुन्छ. This is caused due to the infection that are present in the fruit plant. Besides that, the
yes,
holes
ma'am.
may be seen in several other parts of the plant, like is the branches or a fruit plant. Besides this, it may also cause drying of the leaves. The leaves may dry because of lack of several factors. Since there will be the fungal infection, there will be the particular part will be invaded by the bacteria or the viruses or fungi, it causes, it lacks or it will not let the necessary substances to pass through that particular part of the plant, because of which, due to lack of those nutrients, due to lack of those substances that is needed for the plants to grow and develop properly, slowly, gradually, the leaves of the plant will be dry. Not only that, even the roots and parts of the plant will start to dry, and it is not pure timely, then the whole plant, the whole part of the plant will be dying because of this particular type of infection. Similarly, yellowing of the leaf is also one of the very, very common infection that can be seen in larger number of fruit flies. You can see the yellowing of the leaves, especially the yellow leaf go part, those parts will be completely converted yellow because of fungal bacterial or virus. There may be the spontaneous breaking of the fruit as the fruit begins to form. Fruit फर्म हुन्छ तर त्यो राइट हुन नपाउँदै पाक्न नपाउँदै जेनरली के हुन्छ त फ्रुटबाट फ्रुट झर्ने भनेको कुनै पनि फ्रुटहरू पाकिसकेपछि basically the earliest breakdown of the fruit may be observed for the ripening of the fruit trees. So that the cost in larger number of the fruit trees while they are infected by various types of problems, whether they are fungal or the viral infection. Clear up to here?
Yes.
Okay. So you go up to the symptoms of the fruit plant. And if you have any problem, ask me. You have 1 minute time. Yes. Done. Now next one is the preventive of the
Preventive.
okay. So preventive measures or to protect, how to protect these types of fruit trees, how to protect the fruit plants from varieties of the problems, varieties of the diseases. What are the preventive measures of the diseases so that the plants will remain healthier and they can produce huge amounts of substances, huge amount of fruit in a particular tree. Generally, as we have seen, these bacterial infection, the fungal infection, or the viral infection generally occurs due to varieties of the problems. Yes, they occur due to the insects and pests that may invade inside our fruit farm. Besides that, if any type of rodents are present, if any types of rodents are present in the soil, they may also transmit varieties of these infection to the fruit trees. Similarly, the unwanted grasses that are present in our surrounding environment is are also that are present near our fruit trees, near our farmland. Those are also the major reason for these types of infection that may occur in our fruit trees. So here are given some of the preventive measures that should be applied by the individual person if they are going to plant a fruit trees in their agricultural land. So first one is the elimination of the weeds. Weeds are one of the very major factors that generally causes varieties of the impact on larger number of the fruit trees that are present in our surrounding area. Not only they causes impact on fruit trees, but they also causes impact on several other plants. Yes, these weeds generally take the nutrients that is needed for the plants to grow and develop properly. That is why elimination of the weeds are very, very important. Weeds are also the plants, but they are the unwanted plants that grow around the fruit tree, and they are very, very dangerous. They may be, these weeds may be poisonous types of plants as well as basically the grasses, unwanted grasses that grows around the fruit trees generally takes up the nutrients that is needed for the plants to grow and develop properly. So it is very, very essential to remove all these types of weeds, all these types of unwanted grasses, extremely important. Besides this, diseases are also caused if you use the unhealthy seeds or unhealthy saplings of a particular plant. So it is advisable to use the healthy seeds and healthy saplings of the plant in order to avoid the further infection may be caused in a particular plant. यदि हामीले unhealthy seeds plant गर्यो भने automatically after some period of time all the seeds, all the saplings will be diseased, will be covered with larger number of insects. That's why transplantation of the healthy seeds, transplantation of the healthy saplings to grow the healthier fruit is really important. Next is soil treatment. Soil can be treated as we all have seen. The soil may carry varieties of the substances. It may carry the eggs of larger number of the fungi. It may also carry the eggs of the varieties of the eggs as well as the larvae of the different types of insects. Similarly, it also may carry the pupa of varieties of the insect. So it is very, very necessary to provide the proper treatment to the soil before planting the saplings or before sowing the seed into the agricultural land. There are large number of the chemical substances that can help in picking up the soils. There are chlorine. Huge amount of chlorine can be used in the soil. Chlorines are not so harmful to the health. So chlorine can be used. Beside that, the local stuffs, local chemicals are available in our surrounding. We have seen धेरै फिल्डहरुमा चाहिँ हामीले देखेको होला people use the खरानी एसिड्सहरु हामीले युज गर्छौं that are also the effective chemicals for the treatment of the soil as well as the excreta of the cows and buffaloes, even the neem leaves as well as the solution of the neem leaves can also be used for the treating of the soil that can ultimately help in elimination of the pest, elimination of the diseases that may be present in the soil. Similarly, fencing is also very, very important. As I've already told you, the rodents are also the carrier of varieties of the diseases, especially the bacterial and viral diseases may be transmitted by the varieties of the rodents, the squirrels, rats, as well as the rabbits that are generally present in these farmlands are the carrier of these diseases. So proper fencing should be provided to our farmland so that we can easily protect our farmland from these types of rodents that can carry the diseases to the farm area without any difficulty. Clear? Similarly, we can also use the insecticides and pesticides to get rid of varieties of the diseases before the fruit trees get infected by different types of diseases after the fruit trees get infected. Trees get infected from varieties of the diseases in various states, in various stages. While the fruit trees are growing, we can use different types of insecticides and pesticides that are easily available in the nearby store to get rid of the different types of diseases and pests. The pesticides such as malathine, pesticides such as methyl dithane, this can be sprayed, which generally comes in a spray bottle, which can be sprayed in the leaves or the roots or any other parts of the fruit trees in varieties of the stages during the growth and development of the fruit trees, and we can treat the diseases and pests that can cause infection within the varieties of the parts of the plant. But as we all are very, very familiar, insecticides and pesticides are not so recommendable because it can cause several major types of problems in the health of the human beings as well as later on within a longer period of time, those fruit trees may be dead or fruit trees will not be able to bear huge amount of fruits depending upon the amount of insecticides and pesticides that we have used. That is why we should use the non-harmful medicines, non-harmful, locally available medicinal plants that can also get rid of the insects, can also get rid of the rodents that may roam freely near our fruit land. Some of the some of the substances, some of the domestically available materials such as pite pati, which is available everywhere, the tomato juices, which is available everywhere, the neem juice, which is also available in our nearby areas, these can be utilized as the domestic medicinal plants or locally available medicinal plants that can be utilized in our farmland that helps in eliminating larger number of the diseases and pests that may harmful fruit trees that may deteriorate the quality and quantity of the fruit trees that are growing in our land. So if we utilize these preventive measures before the disease occurs in the particular plant, we get greater varieties of the fruit, as well as we can get the best qualities of the fruits that can be eaten by ourselves or that can be Okay, what is the relationship between vegetable farming and market? I answer this question. Please do not forget to join FS Ma'am's class tomorrow, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Please tell your friends
Good
as
going.
well
Yes.
because here you relationship with vegetable farming and marketing. Basically, vegetable farming and the marketing is extremely necessary, extremely important. They have the deep-rooted relationship. The vegetable farming cannot be partialized if there is no proper marketing. We cannot sell our vegetable into the market area if we cannot do